Jorge Vargas, and he does police and also stay-at-home dad now.
His name is Dylan Duplessis, and he plays the drums here.
My dad's name is Jesse Haltman, and he is a commercial construction.
Brad, and he catches seafood and he cracks open oysters. He used to be a carpenter. I don't think he still does that anymore. And his name is James. His name is Ronnie, and I don't know his job.
Papa Lou, he is unemployed. He works at the church.
His real name? David Praisewater. His job is loading trucks. No. He works on an 18-wheeler. He crushes rock and gives concrete.
George Vargas, and he's a lieutenant in the sheriff's office, catching bad guys.
His name is Harry, and he usually plays with me and Christian.
Joseph Spino, he does police. He works for police.
Ron Doherty, he works on elevators.
His name is Frankie. He's an engineer. I don't know. Mr. Jesse, and he builds stuff.
Joe Spino, and he's a police officer.
My dad's name is Ronnie, and his job is to work on the house and be a firefighter.
My dad's name is Joseph, and he is a police officer.
Uncle Ronnie, I'm working on the house.
James Jeffries, and he is a pastor and probably beekeeper.
My dad is Brad Robin, and he is a man of many talents. He is an oyster fisherman. He crushes and sells rocks. He's a seafood wholesaler. He buys land and sells it.
My dad's name is Sonny. He's a truck driver.
Hey Dad! My dad's name is Bruce Jackson. He's a loving husband, father, and papa to his 5 grandbabies. He also is a business owner of BJ's Towing. He also works at Sequoia Parish government as a bus driver, and he works as Justice of Peace.
Hi, my dad's name is Jim, and he's the pastor of the church.
My dad's name is Justin Surpass. He's a full-time lawn man.
My dad's Wayne Pittman, and he works for the parish.
My dad's name is Charles Thomas Laprousse, and he is a retired commercial fisherman.
My dad's name is Jim Jeffries, and he is the pastor.
My dad is Tony Prejean, and he does lawn care.
Ronald Richard Mays Sr., and he's a professional grandpa.
He likes to collect bees to have his own honey, and he likes to grow his own vegetables in his own garden.
He loves to cook.
Work out and watch TV shows and play video games.
He likes to play games with us.
My dad loves to ride his motorcycle.
He likes to joke around and say that I'm the baby since I'm the youngest in the family.
Listening to Bad Bunny.
He likes to go fishing, hunting, and anything that involves animals, basically.
Are you trying to be Italian?
Yes, I am. Oh, I'm the French man.
Jiu-jitsu.
He likes to work out and sleep.
He likes to eat, likes to drive his Corvette, play with his dog.
I really come over here to church and get some Jesus.
He likes to garden. He likes to do beekeeping and raise honey and work in his pond with his koi.
My dad likes to watch his grandkids, go fishing, and watch sports.
My dad likes to hunt.
Pick up tools.
My dad likes to do things around his garden. He loves planting flowers and vegetables, and he has a big pond in his backyard, and he enjoys his fish, and also his bees and beehives.
Play with me. Cooking.
He loves going to Pelicans game. Pelicans games. His good friend Tony Tardo and him, they go to a lot of Pelicans games, and he has a blast every time he goes, especially when they win.
My dad likes to fish recreationally, and he likes to garden, grow a vegetable garden.
He likes to go to the gym. He likes to Uber. He likes to go to Salt Lake.
He enjoys cutting grass and helping others.
He loves going to car shows and hanging out with his grandbabies.
Fix his vehicles.
Fix his vehicles.
Work. He works all the time, so he must love it.
Game and watch TV.
He likes to work in his garage.
Hunt. Be careful when riding the dirt bike. And never ever drive anyone's stuff, because if it breaks while you're riding it, you're gonna have to fix it. And pay for it. Since I have a lot of dollars, I'm 2018. Why every single time you change it? Like, well, I have $10,000. And then guess what? As soon as you're like, I could buy a TV, about 15 or 20, and he's like, I have 20. I only have $20. So I'm like, why you change it every single time? Don't do that.
To be a leader, not a follower. Lead by example.
He says that he loves us.
Go take a shower.
When I say like me and Avery or me and Eden, he always says like Avery and who, because he is very grammar police. He wants to say like Avery and I and stuff.
How is y'all's day from school? Yes.
I mean, no, nowadays he tells me he loves me all the time whenever I'm with him. So I would say that.
Not to do the thing I did bad anymore or ever again.
My dad tells me all the time that God is good. He reminds me of it. Whenever we're having a bad day, it's one where we always get through it.
Dad tells me to be quiet when he's doing work.
That he loves me, and just try my best. Do my best in life, you know.
He tells me I love you all the time.
Stop watching YouTube at 1 a.m.
He tells you that all the time?
Yes.
That was just random.
Really?
I will always love you. Yes.
Daddy loves me.
Daddy loves me.
That he's proud of me and he loves me.
He tells me that he loves me all the time.
He's always telling me about his plants in his gardens and how he has a new swarm of bees he has to catch, and how he has a new swarm of bees he has to go kill, and how he has a new swarm of bees he has to go relocate. Yep, those kind of things.
He loves me.
He tells me to clean up my room.
That I'm dramatic. I overthink. That he's proud of me and that he loves me.
Bring me this, bring me that, bring me that, bring me a bowl, bring me napkins, bring me this, clean your room, you're punished, go do the dishes.
The apple doesn't fall too far from the tree.
He always says, save your money, girl.
He says I'm his little man. Good at playing baseball and basketball.
He's good at cooking.
But I'm
Pretty good
at
at fishing.
I
Almost better than me.
sometimes I don't play fishing.
Building things, working on things, woodwork, carpenters, riding 18-wheelers,
and doing dirt bikes.
No, yeah, that's like most of the things he's really good at.
And 4-wheelers.
2 strokes with a clutch.
I said this earlier. He's good at dad jokes. He's got lots of them. If you need to hear a dad joke, you just go and ask him. He's also very good at loving us and making sure that we are safe, making sure that we are good, making sure we're taken care of. He'll make sure that we are prayed over, and if we ever need anything, I could always count on my dad to be there.
He's good at fishing.
Well, one thing I know for sure is he built our house on Charles Drive, so I know he can build a house from the ground up. Just needed help with some plumbing and electrician work, but he did it all himself. He's a jack of all trades. Growing up, I know in school he was the bus driver, the coach, the maintenance man, you name it, he did it. So he's kind of the Taysom Hill of the family. He's a jack of all trades.
Drawing.
Whoa, I didn't know that. That's awesome. He's really good at a lot of things. He used to be a cabinet maker. He has since retired from there. Like a lot of construction things, like electrical, and like he knows how to, he could probably build a house from the ground up. Not anymore because he's an old man, just saying. Sorry, Dad. Anyway, but he's really good at a lot of things like that.
Being a police officer, really good at that.
He's very good at fixing stuff. He's just really good at and being a dad, he's really good at
Ubering. He's good at pull-up. And the stick of Ubering. He's really good cooking.
He's really good with numbers. His capacity to be able to remember things is outrageous. Like as far as numbers and things like that, he just files it away. He's very smart when it comes like that. He's intellectual when it comes to like business things. He's very savvy, and he's good with people. He's just a good people person overall.
Being a great dad and really good at hunting.
Well, actually awesome at being a dad and a papa. He also adores his grandchildren as well as his kids and wife.
He's very good making hunting cake with me.
Good at driving because he's a police officer. So.
Okay.
My dad's very good at his job and what he does.
He's very good at a lot of things he does. He's very much a jack of all trades. He can fix pretty much anything that he puts his hands to, and if he doesn't, then he figures out how to do it. I mean, he's pretty good at most things mechanically and structurally and all kind of stuff.
Good at woodworking, he's good at gardening, he's good at obviously being a pastor and Bible interpretation and things in those categories, I guess.
Dad's very good at working at the house. Hunting. Doing carpenter work.
He is very good at giving directions. He is a very wise man. He always thinks he knows what he's talking about. He mostly does.
Talking and like being a leader.
My dad is very good at numbers and he never forgets anything.
Fishing and hunting.
Playing drums.
He does.
Are they funny?
Yeah. No, not really, no.
No, he don't really tell dad jokes. He tells interesting jokes. There's so many jokes I can't even remember 90% of them. His mind has got a lot of useless information and jokes, but they're always funny.
No, but you do. You tell mom/dad jokes. Like, you would text Joel, what's this? What's this? The dad joke.
Yes, he does. So he either gets it from me or I get it from him, but it's one or the other.
Nope. My mom does. I think she.
Yes, he does. I think he came up with the original knock knock, who's there? Aren't you glad I didn't say banana? Yeah, that was one of the favorite ones growing up, one of the classics for sure.
Are they funny?
Yeah.
That's funny.
He makes jokes.
Okay, what kind of jokes?
Something about a chicken.
No, he does not. He's not that kind of dad.
Okay.
Yes.
Are they funny?
No, my dad does not tell any jokes. He's not really good at that.
Have you not heard me in the last other questions? He tells dad jokes all the time.
Yes, and his jokes are very bad.
No.
No.
No. Yeah, funny faces.
Yes.
He has his own kind of jokes. If you know, you know.
Yes.
Yes.
Are they funny?
Not really.
Yeah.
I don't feel like he does, no.
I would say yes, it's more in the lines of puns and like wordplay type of jokes. So I would say that's probably more of a dad joke.
My dad doesn't tell dad jokes. However, every conversation usually ends in laughter.
Usually is on the grill. He likes cooking steaks and ribs. He cooks really any meat on there, but I think those are probably his top.
No.
He doesn't even barbecue?
He does, but he don't barbecue that much.
Okay.
My dad likes to cook steak, and he likes to do it in the backyard.
He loves to cook seafood, grill oysters, and usually on the grill.
I would say he does not do the cooking. My mom does that. That's her job. But if you want McDonald's or some donuts, he's the bomb.com.
So my dad likes to cook steak and chicken on his barbecue pit in the grill, but it's just not barbecue, it's just grilled. But we like it like that. It's not the sauce.
Yeah. I like
steak.
My dad don't cook. He can cook eggs, but he really don't cook. He don't cook nothing.
He grills barbecue chicken, burgers, hot dogs, ribs, and he cooks white beans and rice.
He doesn't really, I mean, he does like barbecue, but he mostly cooks desserts and brownies.
Hash browns.
Hash browns. Does he like to barbecue? Yeah, what kind of stuff he cooks on the grill?
Chicken. I don't know what else.
He cooks gumbo, he cooks jambalaya, he sometimes barbecues.
He likes to cook, yes, that's pretty obvious. And he cooks outside on the patio because he has a barbecue.
My dad definitely barbecues, so he likes to do steak. That's his #1 food. Yep, #1. He'll grill steak, he'll grill pork chops and chicken and ribs, and yep, that's what he likes to do.
He likes to cook seafood and a lot of other things like Spanish foods, and he does in his backyard.
Chili dogs.
Oh, Papa likes chili dogs?
Yeah. He likes
He likes to cook chicken in a brown gravy
and chili dogs.
with rice and peas.
And chili dogs to mix it up.
Dad cooks.
Deer meat, deer patties, and stuff like that, deer sausage.
My dad is a pro griller. He is really good at cooking things on the grill and barbecuing. His favorite is to cook steaks, and he's really good at it.
My dad does not cook anything. Kali's barbecue roast beef was what I ate growing up, mostly. Miss Debbie, she can't even go anywhere because she's scared he's gonna starve to death.
The kind of food my dad likes to cook is breakfast. But I think his favorite food to eat is ice cream right out the tub of the freezer.
My dad likes to cook shish kebabs in the garage. Broccoli.
I say vegetarian's enemy, meat. He cooks a lot of meat. So on the grill, barbecue pit.
Yeah. He cooks barbecue fish.
That's cool.
And my favorite thing that he cooks is his fish.
Good.
So yeah, he loves to cook on the grill. He loves steaks. He cooks hamburgers, cooks sausages. Diana loves the sausages. So yeah, he loves to grill it up, and it's delicious when he does.
dad's good about giving me advice to like stand up for myself. Good metaphors like think long, think wrong, just overall just advice like that for life. He's very good at that. He's really smart when it comes to stuff like that. He's learned a lot over his years and he's always done well to pass that along to me and my brother.
I know what that is.
So kind of like always be kind to others, or like things like that. Oh, okay.
I think the most he's always told me is the same thing his parents told him. Was an ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of cure. And it works out better that way.
To fix door frames.
Really?
Yeah, we did that yesterday.
Okay.
What types of screws to use?
Not to say a bad word.
I would say always stay true to yourself. Definitely.
To be like a leader and not like let other people's opinions affect how you think.
Back to the husband situation. And he always told me to make sure to marry somebody with, the meaning behind it is because he always wanted me to marry somebody with a steady job, so there was always steady income, because that was always one thing that he was worried about growing up, well, and when he had a young family, because he never always had a steady income. So that goes back to that.
He told me to save my Pokemon until they're older and then sell them for more money.
Back in my 20s, when I was going through a time of depression, he gave me some advice on how to just be free in the Lord just by being myself, because God created me to be who I was and who I am, and that's what he loves. That's what God loves about me, and that caused me to live honestly in more freedom with God and just in life in general. I haven't really been that depressed since that time.
Just to be a good father.
But be good at God.
And love God.
There you go, Bray.
He's given me advice in school. Whenever I was acting up, he gave me advice.
Don't be stupid.
Yeah. Life is too short to stay angry.
To keep working hard.
My dad has always given great advice, always on how to take the next step in life, how to get ahead. He's always there with anything that I may ever need from him. He's a great listener, and he always gives the best advice.
He gave me advice on like things that like I should do and things that is good to do in adult life and stuff for whenever I get older, and like tips on hunting. That's ones I like.
Good advice.
Spiritual advice. Just keeping my faith up and growing my faith and praying daily and, things with my family and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Don't shoot a deer when it isn't deer season.
To trust in the Lord always, to be a man of integrity, to be humble, to own your faults, always be willing to learn, to strive to do better, and to pass on what you learn to your children.
I've never needed any advice from my dad.
No?
Considering he's never given me one for the past 10 years. Dad, I'm waiting.
He rides scooters with me. He takes me on a real ride.
On the mule?
Yeah.
Cool. And you go really fast?
Yeah.
All right.
If you know my dad, he always has a story. A very long, detailed story. And at the end of the story, he usually says, and to make a long story short, however, it's never a short story. And I always say, Dad, you can never make a long story short.
Well, one time my cousin and I were playing around with a penny, and he gave us a whole speech about how pennies are made. And one time he took me to see the new Spider-Man movie.
The day
I
you
think
became
Our Father is the best one of all.
the day you became our father, for sure.
So we had a big giant pool, like a medium pool in our backyard. And we have a ladder. Of course, we have a ladder. And we have floaties, and I swim to my dad, and he's like, come on.
Does he throw you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, no. Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah?
My Pyan does too, and he's like, and I'm like, wee!
Cool.
And my back hurts when he does that.
One time I was begging my dad to take me fishing, because, you know, he never wants to go when I want to go. It's only when he wants to go. So he finally took me fishing, and we went out on the Tessabelle, and I was so, which is one of his oyster boats, and I was so mad because everybody else was catching fish and I wasn't catching fish. So I was just kind of like sitting on the side of the boat, just kind of pouting with my fishing pole in the water, and all of a sudden I caught this big old fish, and I had trouble reeling it in, so he finally helped me reel it in, and as soon as we got it up to the boat, it fell off the hook. And I was so mad at him because it was his fault that the fish fell off, and that was one story that I will never forget, and he'll remember what I'm talking about too.
One time, Dylan was swimming over, and we were fishing, and we saw a moccasin. So he goes into his truck, grabs a pistol, and just goes, BAM! Just shoots it.
Jason was really high and involved in Nintendo 64. That was like really hot on the market. Well, my dad kind of got involved in it. So Jason had a Nintendo 64. My dad said, I'm gonna go get my own Nintendo 64. He decided that he really got big into 007. He was so big into 007 that he was determined to beat this game. He must have stayed up for, I don't know, who knows, a week straight, trying to figure out how to beat this game. This man figured out the strategies of the computer. He would know where the guys would come out of every corner. So as he's playing as 007, he knew that a guy would come out of the right corner. So he was already prepared to shoot this guy coming out of this corner. And then he knew as he kept going, there was another guy coming out of this corner. If he died, he knew that as he respawned where the other bad guys would be at when he would come back out. He pinpoint every respawn that this computer made on this game until he completed the whole game. Yep, that was my dad.
One day, my dad was laying in his bed, and my brother was playing with his gaming chair, and then my dad got mad. Wanna know why?
Why?
Because DJ was being so clumsy that everything fell on his head, including the TV and the PlayStation. I'm surprised that he doesn't have brain damage. That's what he said, I think. Even the TV fell on his head. I'm surprised it didn't break. He was mad at DJ for being so clumsy.
I gotcha.
So this is one of the classics here. His nickname is the Bear, for those of you who don't know. And we were on our way to Disney World, right? And we were with my college friends. Well, we got a flat tire. He was in the car behind us. We pull over, right? All my friends, I mean literally, are trying to pry that tire loose to take it off. He tells them all, watch out, watch out, watch out. He does it single-handedly. I mean, just completely grips the jack, pulls it, takes it off, and one of my best friends said, you have truly become the Bear. You are truly the Bear. So he's always been the Bear, but that day he actually lived up to the reputation.
A what?
Emo girl.
You played that with Papa?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Yo, we played blocks with Papa. We play with the blocks with Papa.
My dad, he'll rib shot me, which is like when he has his fingers like this or something, like this. And he has his knuckle out and like he'll like poke me in the rib while I'm eating or anything. So me and Eden are always on guard because he rib shots us. That's what it's called. It's called a rib shot. And he shouts it when he does it. So he's like, rib shot! And then and we're like, oh! And yeah, that's what he does.
So we went deep fishing one time and I caught a more, I think. Mm-hmm. You know the little things that have the little sucker right here?
Oh, yeah.
I caught one of them, but they said it looks a little bit weird, so they throw it back in. And guess what? That thing was strong. It was like this big.
Oh,
and guess what? I had a fish, and it was a triggerfish. Wow. It was like this big.
Oh, wow.
Triggerfish don't grow that big. They grow about here. About right there.
That's cool.
Triggerfish, pretty good. Well, it was big, and we got baby triggerfish. Oh yeah, my dad was fishing a big redfish, right? And a big shark just.
Oh, wow.
School shark. I was like, Dad, you're young. Because if I threw that rod back in, I said, Dad, if I threw that rod back in, I would have got caught by a shark and flew right in there.
That's crazy.
When we went to the levee to get some wood for the pond, and then there was this like lifeboat that kept following us, and my dad said that they thought that we were like dealing drugs or something, like hiding a body, and it kept going back and forth. And then we were like behind these trees, so like it kept getting closer and closer. We had to dig like a 6-foot hole to fit. Forgot his name, Mike, I'm pretty sure.
I remember when he used to work, part of the working hard part, he would get hurt. One time he put a tool through his hand, but he went right back to work the next day. And every time he does something, and even if he gets hurt, he's always right back at work. So he don't ever let nothing stop him. No matter, he got hurt at the parish with his arm, and nothing's ever stopped him from that. He just pushes through and never gives up.
One time we was fishing, so we was rolling, and then we hit a stump, and he fell into the water.
That he is helpful and he helps me do some things, and he loves me.
So one time we were coming back from a vacation. I think we were coming back from, it might have been when we were coming back from Gatlinburg, I think. It was either that or Disney World, but I think it was Gatlinburg though. And my dad got distracted at one point and he ended up missing an exit, and instead of going towards New Orleans, he went towards Atlanta. And we were, I think, a good hour to an hour and a half delayed in getting home because of that. And I just thought it was hilarious. Not all of us did, but I just thought it was like super funny.
My dad is really friendly and he loves me, and he almost got eaten by a dragon, and he almost got chopped in half by a sword-bladed dragon, and then he almost got scratched by a bear.
Shot a deer, drug it a mile, and then sat in another stand and seen the biggest deer I've ever seen in my life. And we didn't get to shoot him because the gun got jammed.
My dad has funny stories where there's like things that he gets mixed up, and it's so funny. So one time he was singing a song and he was singing, "We're not gonna make it," and I was like, that sounds so familiar, but I don't feel like that's how it goes. And I was just thinking about it, and I realized he meant to say, "We're not gonna take it." So a few years later, we're on a vacation and we're driving through the mountains, and it's really steep up high in the mountains, and my son starts singing the song the way my dad sang it, which, "We're not gonna make it." And at the time it was super inappropriate but super funny, and it was really funny. He also says 2 peas in a pot instead of 2 peas in a pot. He's like a lot of things like that It's how he says it. We all know that what he means, but also the way he says it, it's just super funny to us.
He always takes us to the park, and when we fall, sometimes, and if one of us fall, he says, let's go home.
No! Let me get back up and play.
That's what he does.
You are not telling the truth. No, you're not.
So there was a fence in our garage for the dogs because our dog was little, and he was like running like because he was mad, and he hit the fence and just started rolling all over the floor, and he almost took down like the whole work set, like all the weights started flipping over, hit the dog cage, put like a dent in the garage door and stuff.
Once upon a time,
me and my dad went fishing. It was in November. It was cold when the trout was biting. He asked me every time we go, did you put the plug in the boat? I said, yeah, put the plug in. So we get to the first spot, anchor down. We only been fishing for about 5 minutes. And all of a sudden I look down and I'm standing in water. I'm like, Dad, this ain't good. He was like, well, you put the plug in, huh? I said, yeah, I'm pretty sure I put the plug in. So we was able to start the boat.
it's okay.
We took off and we put the bilge on, and he opened up the hatch, and I guess I didn't put the plug in tight enough, and the plug came out, and I almost sunk my brand new boat.
Ice cream with stories, and my ice cream is gone, and my stories is trophies.
So, one story about me and my dad. It was whenever I was about to give birth to Samuel, and right before I was about to start pushing, he was in the room, and he stood there and he encouraged me and he prayed over me, and he just made sure that I knew that I could do it. Thanks, Dad.
Happy Father's Day, Papa. Thank you for everything you do for us. Appreciate it so much. Hope you have a great day.
Happy Father's Day, Papa.
Hey, Dad. I love you. And I just wanted to say thank you for stepping in and being the dad you didn't have to be for me and for the girls. And I hope you have a great day.
What daddy does that make you laugh? What is this called?
Tickles.
He tickles you.
Play basketball.
Play basketball? And who's better?
I'm better. Happy Father's Day. Love you, Daddy.
So what's your dad's favorite thing to do?
Play basketball with me outside.
Cool.
I'm winning against my dad. Happy Father's Day, and I love you and thank you. Happy Father's Day, Papa. I love you. You're nice.
Happy Father's Day. You're awesome. I love you.
Happy Father's Day, Dad. You're awesome. I love you.
Happy Father's Day, Dad. You're awesome and I love you.
Happy Father's Day, Papa. We love you. Happy Father's Day, Dad. I love you.
Happy Father's Day, Papa. I love you. You're awesome.
We love you. You're awesome. Happy Father's Day. We love you.
Happy Father's Day, Dad. You're awesome and I love you. Happy Father's Day, Pan. We love you. Happy Father's Day. We love you. And you're awesome. You're awesome.
Happy Father's Day, Dad. You're awesome and I love you.
Happy Father's Day, Dad. You're awesome. I love you.
Happy Father's Day, I love you. Happy Father's Day, I love you.
Happy Father's Day, Dad. You're awesome. I love you.
Happy Father's Day, Dad. You're awesome. I love you.
Happy Father's Day. I love you, Dad.
Happy Father's Day, Papa. You're awesome. We love you so much.
Happy Father's Day. You're awesome. I love you.
Father's Day, Papa. I love you.
Happy Father's Day. I love you, Dad.
Happy Father's Day, Papa. You're awesome. I love you.
Happy Father's Day, Dad. You're awesome, and I love you.
Happy Father's Day, Dad. Love you.
Happy Father's Day. I love you, Dad.
Happy Father's Day. You're awesome. I love you.
Happy Father's Day, Dad. You're awesome, and as you know, I love you.
Happy Father's Day.
I love you.
I love you.
Happy Father's Day, Dad. You're awesome and I love you so much.
Happy Father's Day. I love you, Dad.